I listen. The thoughts and opinions expressed on the Stand on Lay podcast belong to me, K Stacks P, and maybe wherever else got the nerve to pull up. This ain't for the overly sensitive, overly serious, or anybody looking to be offended on purpose. If you mad, you might want to log off now. For everybody else, welcome to the Stand on Lay podcast. Let's talk our shit. The secret word of today's episode is Disneyland. What up? It's your boy K Stacks P, and welcome to episode 39. Yes, episode 39 of the Stay Down LA podcast. This is brought to you by me, K Stacks P, and my brand Stay Down LA, which encompasses working out, content creation, and then overall just reviewing products, movies, and just experiences overall. If you're interested or into any of those avenues, make sure to follow me either on make sure to follow me here on Spotify, the Stay on Delay podcast. Follow me on Instagram at Stay on Delay _. Follow my workout page at Stay on Delay _fitness. And then just make sure to like and then just stay around. That way you won't miss any uploads or anything that I make and stuff like that. For the listeners, you guys already know the deal. You guys already know how we do this podcast. But for the watchers, this week, yes, guys, there is not going to be any visuals this week. Hope you guys can forgive me. Um, honestly, just wasn't prepared. It's spring break this week, so honestly, so that way I don't just not upload anything and I do not give you guys an episode this week. I was like, let me just go ahead and just record it with the phone, and then next week, when everything is how it should be, I could be more ready because I was a little bit thrown off this week. Wasn't as prepared as I usually am, and because of that, that's no excuse to not show up for you guys. I always tell myself, even if I can't show up 100%, if I only have 10%, if I only have 1%, I still want to just give whatever I have. So just a heads up, you guys are not tripping. There is no visuals this week, but the audio will be uploaded on. Well, honestly, yeah. So it's probably not going to be on YouTube. Episode 39, unless I just directly seed it from everything. There's probably not going to be a visual unless I just do just the audio over the visual. We'll figure something out later when we get there. But who am I? My name is K Sax the P. I'm the host with the mostest, the guy that created Stay on the Lane for those that I feel like are just needing somewhere or needing some place, a platform where they could be themselves at. This is the perfect platform. This is the perfect place where my goal is to not show that you have to be perfect, but you know what I'm saying? Just be yourself. And then we all here, we judge, we roast, we make jokes, but we never take ourselves too seriously. The whole point of this podcast is to remember that, yes, while you may look at others, always remember to look at yourself too. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like I comfortably make fun of everybody because I know, hey, if you make fun of me, if it's a good joke, I'm probably gonna laugh too. Okay, okay. But other than that, I just talk about movies on here mainly. That's really what this podcast is really brought up for, was for me to be able to review movies, talk about TV shows, anime, and then just overall just personal life experiences that I go through. So last week I wasn't able to really, or before I even get any further, just want to do a big, deep prayer. Thank you to Allah for waking me up today. Thank you to Allah for another opportunity. Thank you, Allah, for this day in particular, this Thursday in particular. I just pray. I pray for guidance. I pray for protection. I pray for higher understanding. I pray that I have the confidence to be able to express myself. I pray that I don't have any anxiety. I pray that I don't have any nervousness in my system. I pray that I don't require or seek for anything other than myself. I pray that I have the confidence. I pray that my confidence is shown in my behavior. I pray that I'm ready so I don't have to get ready. I pray that I'm always in the place that I'm meant to be, divinely, spiritually, and then overall just mentally. I just pray that and I ask for Allah to continue to guide me, continue to protect me, and continue to show me the way. I don't sit here and act as if I know everything. I know that with Allah, everything is possible. So I just ask and I beg, not even I beg, but I pray for Allah to just continue to come down and continue to guide me and continue to protect me and continue to show me the way and give me the knowledge that I don't have and put me in a position where I'm able to learn the knowledge that I don't have. And overall, I don't ask for to not go through anything. I ask for the emotional intelligence, the emotional stability to be able to handle and manage whatever situations that I am put in from now and henceforth and just overall in general throughout my life. I just want to say thank you. Rest in peace to all my angels. Rest in peace to my grandmas, my dad's mom, my mom's mom, my my auntie Latif's mom, my auntie Bosse, my dad's sister, Latif himself, Elliot, Kalila. I just pray that you guys are resting in peace, guiding over me, watching over me, and just having your hand and just helping me out wherever you guys can, wherever you guys see that you can, wherever Allah allows you guys to be. Because at the end of the day, Allah has allowed me this position, has allowed me this platform, has allowed me this ability to be able to come on here and talk and be able to be comfortable. So I just want to say thank you, and I just ask to be able to continue to have that ability. Thank you. Amin. Inshallah. Mashallah. Amin. I wish blessings on you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Rabbil Alamin. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. Ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amin. So as you guys can know or can tell, if you couldn't tell earlier, this is a Muslim broadcast. So if you guys have any issues with other religions, or if you're racist, or what would you call racism towards religion? If you're that, this is not going to be the place. It's not going to be the place for you, because over here we respect and are open to all religions and all walks of backgrounds. Even though, like I said, I talk shit about everybody. It's all in jest. It's all in fun. And if you feel some type of way, just start the episode over and listen to the disclaimer. That will help you know everything you need to know. But where do I start, guys? The movie that we're going to be talking about on today's episode is They Will Kill You with well, when we get there, I'll tell you guys who's in it, but that's the movie we're going to be talking about today. But like I was telling you guys in last week's episode, this is really an episode about just what a nigga been going through. So, first off, let's address the elephant in the room. Your boy does not have a job. And that is partially why I feel like I was so thrown off and so discombobulated with today, because normally, my schedule is as follows. I wake up on Monday. I wake up basically just in general, and then I get ready for the gym, do what I have to do, and then go to work. Wake up, get ready, do what I have to do, go to class. So now, this week in particular, or just in general, I worked at Saks Off Fifth. If you guys don't know, that is a place that is like a designer store. It's kind of like Nordstrom. You guys ever heard of Nordstrom? I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of Nordstrom. Usually when I say Saks Off Fifth, people don't know. But when I say, oh, Nordstrom, people are usually easily able to recognize Nordstrom. So Saks Off Fifth is like a variant of like Nordstrom, so like a department store. So I was working there. I was doing the asset protection. Everything is going good. But sometime in February, they let us know that they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, so they were going to be closing down the locations, which I'm not going to sit here and say no harm, no foul. That was a big harm and a big foul. Me personally, I wasn't taking it. Well, that's to say I would be facetious if I said I wasn't taking it to heart. I was hurt when it first happened. I was definitely at a position where I feel like I was panicking, because at first I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, okay, how am I finna figure this out? Like this job, I just recently got promoted and everything. Like I was doing door guard for a year. I was only supposed to do it for like, let's say 6 months, because prior to this job, I was already in the position of asset protection investigator at my old location. So when I came here, they said that like essentially the position that I applied for is not open right now, but if I'm willing to work the door guard position, and then once the position that I really want opens up, they'll promote me and everything. And because your boy was just, I really was, I needed work. I was like, hey, yeah, I'm down. And plus, knowing me, like I said, when I work anywhere I work, I'm always interested in moving up, and I'm always interested in like at least staying for a year plus. So me hearing that, oh, I'm gonna just have to stay here for possibly a year or possibly 6 months before I get the promotion. That was no issue for me. Like that timeline was like it worked out for me. And at the time I wasn't in school, so it was like, okay, cool, it works out. I'm not really tripping. So Fast forward now to the last, I guess, honestly, I was even thinking like how I was gonna break this down to you guys because normally, like you guys know with the podcast, is by week. So I would love to sit here and give you guys the whole spiel and the whole thing, but I don't really remember everything. Like once my podcast brain is low key removed, I low key just move on. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to get ready for the next experience. You feel me? So my brain don't really save much space. So overall, just put it like this: they were on some, I guess, Saks Fit decided to. Because I'm trying to think, right? At the end of the day, I don't work with them no more. So the only reason that I was not speaking on it was because they were specifically saying that we can't talk about the lawsuit or whatever. But I was never going to diss them. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing was never going to be on some like, oh, Saxoff Fifth is a bad company. My whole thing was just going to be like, y'all did a bad transaction. You know what I'm saying? I was going to just say how because of the mismanagement of funds, people in my position were adversely affected, and eventually my position got eliminated. And which is even crazy just to say because when it was even happening, I remember when they turned my boss. That's when I knew like okay, like this was serious because he was over me. And he was the person that I would go through the like in a sense like my direct connection to the company. So when they removed him, I was just confused on how they expected us to be able to function because it's like, you're taking the head off of a chicken. Like, you think that we're going to still have the same passion, the same focus, the same determination without our check and balance no longer here? Oh, once the check and balance left, I'll keep it a bean with y'all. My whole goal was just make it to the last day. The original planned last day was April 31st, but for some reason they moved it up to March 31st. So if you guys are hearing this, it's April 3rd, but this is recorded on April 2nd. But yeah, I was waiting until April to really like get comfortable and talk about everything. But it just falling on my spring break. I ain't gonna lie. I was ready to take some time off and just, get back to relaxation. And because of that, I forgot, like, wait, this podcast comes first. That, like, regardless of what's going on in life, I still got to be up to par and up on point. But there was other elephants in the room too why I was a little bit discombobulated today. So, like I said, I take full responsibility and full accountability for the way that this episode is being presented today. I love recording the podcast now. Like I love the visuals, like that's one thing that I feel like really takes it there. But I think it's just when everything, when I guess let me put it like this, when I'm more prepared, it shows, and I would much rather give you guys a more prepared and more thought out product than to give you guys a rush product. And like I said, the original scope and original platform or original way this was presented was always through recording, through audio. So it's not like I'm going, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going backwards, or I'm going backwards, but it's not like I'm doing nothing that we aren't used to. So that's all it is. But because of that, like I said, this episode gonna be this is gonna be like a recap episode, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of works out too because episode 39, before we go into before we go into the 40s, let's finish off the 30s, you know what I'm saying, with like what has happened, what have I liked, what have I disliked, and then, if I have enough time, more than likely, want to, like I said, make sure I get into They Will Kill You. Because honestly speaking, I'm not going to sit here and stall. I'm just get straight to the point about like how this week went. So last Friday, um, we had a shift at the location. Essentially, this last week and a half, was like the last few days of work. So they switched our schedule up. They had us doing, 9 to 6, and that itself wouldn't have been a problem, but it was like they had two groups of workers doing 96. They had the closing crew that normally closes. They had us coming in at 9, and then the opening crew that comes in at open, they had them coming in at 7 or 6. And it was just weird because it was like, okay, well, there's not really much for us to do because the store, like I said, the store was empty. We already started shipping things out. We had no products left. The last products we were really even having was just jewelry. And once they took the jewelry out, we pretty much was just selling the store itself. You know what I'm saying? Selling the fixtures and then everything. So that's why for me, like part of me was just ready to get it over with because it was like, we're really not doing nothing no more. Like niggas is really just coming up here and I guess we're supposed to help ship stuff, but I ain't gonna lie. In my head, my brain, the way my brain works, if I'm positioned in my line of work here in particular is I am asset protection, bro. Just because the store is closing does not mean that I am now gonna be a fucking mover. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm finna start helping y'all ship packages. That is not what I'm here for. Respectfully and honestly, I'm here to watch over the store, make sure that we're protected. Okay, the store is no longer open to the public. All right, so that means the people in here, I'm about to just make sure that we protect them and make sure we good. But as far as going above and beyond, like my coworker was telling me, and you know, it's so funny. At first, you know, when I first was thinking about it, and I guess that's kind of like in partial, kind of like the theme of today's episode of like not taking anything personally. I was so ready to come on here and be like, bro, like now I'm finna expose all the bullshit that I was going through in there and like all the ways that people was pissing me off, all the stuff that I was doing. But it was weird. It was like once I dropped my keys off, cause on Tuesday, that's when we had to drop our keys off. Monday was the last full day that we did there, semi full day. But Tuesday was the day that we dropped our keys off. So like I said, let's start on Friday. On Friday, um, same thing as usual. Wake up early, do my thing. But it was episode 38 dropping. I woke up early in the night, but I wasn't really ready to start my day, so I went back to sleep. I woke up at 6 a.m. After waking up, I got my daily routine started, dressed up. I headed to the gym. Because I know I can't. Cause y'all know me, or if you don't know, now you know. I do 3 times in the gym, 2 days outdoors. But because they had us doing this morning shift where we was coming in at instead of our normal schedule, which would be either 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., 10 to 6, it'd be a 10 to 6:30 or a 12 to 8:30. Because they had us doing these 9 to 6s, I didn't want to risk possibly going to the beach, which the beach don't open till 6 o'clock anyway, doing my bike ride and then having to come home, change, and then rush to go to work. That just didn't make any sense. And reasonably speaking, I would be late. You know what I mean? So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But I still want to ride my bike. So I go to the gym instead. You know, shout out to Platinum Fitness. Platinum Fitness, get out your boy. We could do some collabs. We could do some deals. We could do, you know what I'm saying? We could do something. You know what I mean? I be in that gym too much for us not to have some type of like business partnership coming in the future, which I know we do have something coming in the future. I just don't know what. I get to Planet Fitness. The goal was just to do 1 hour on the cycle, no stopping. Normally, when I ride my bikes, I don't really have a time limit. It's more so like a distance. So I just go to the end and back, and however long that takes, that's how long it takes. So usually when I go to the end, I consider that the halfway point, and then I take my break and do my thing. So because of that, something told me like that doesn't necessarily fall within 30 minutes. Like your halfway point, you might get your halfway point in 45 minutes. So this time around, I just decided that, okay, when I ride my bike, I'm gonna just ride for 1 hour straight, like not ride for 1 hour total and then break it up into 30 minutes. Nah, we just go 1 hour straight and then see how we do. So I did 1 hour straight on the indoor cycle. It was really nice. I ain't gonna lie. Just straight indoor cycle. 21 miles. I want to say around 250 per mile, 2 minutes and 50 seconds per mile. Like there was no games being played. For me, as long as I get under 3 minutes per mile on the bike, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. So after that, I had to see how my body was feeling. Legs was a little done for, but I wasn't too tired to the point where I couldn't do anything else. So I decided to go do 3 sets of push-ups, 3 sets of pull-ups, 3 sets of dips. For the push-ups, did 25, or actually, I did 4 sets because I wanted to do 400 push-ups. So I did 4 sets of 25 push-ups, 4 sets, 15 dips, 4 sets, 15 pull-ups. So around 60 pull-ups. Well, let me see, because I don't know why I kept doing the math wrong. Around, yeah, 60, yeah, 60. 12 times 4 is 48. I don't know why I was getting the math wrong. But yeah, so 60 push-ups, 60 pull-ups, 60 dips, 100 push-ups, and then 21 miles on a bike. That was my Friday workout. Went to the car, got my landscaping ready. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew that once I did this, I'm gonna go to, you know what I'm saying, head to work. So I got home, I showered, and because we haven't had no actual work to do at the job, I've been taking my PS5 with me. So shout out to my dad because he's giving me a bag that Loki makes taking a PS5 any and everywhere so easily. Is this Logitech bag that I use, and I used it one time to ride my bike to work. Terrible decision for a bike ride, but amazing decision for just traveling with electronic that I feel like is so precious. Like there's so many different parts and compartments in there that it just makes taking the PS5 to and from my house a breeze. So did that, um, got to work, right? And then that's when, so this is why that I guess you could say I was going to start talking mess at first about this said person. But now that I don't have to work with this person, I feel like I don't even got to give them no energy. But I will say this though, that when I did go to work on this Friday, for some reason, this said person decided to let me know that, that another coworker had quit the job. And the only reason, like I said, not to say, you know what I'm saying, niggas is wrong for this, but the only reason most people was even staying was because they said that at the end of the job, we was going to get a severance. And just in general, you can't get paid out if you quit. You feel me? Or you can get paid out, but you're not going to get no guaranteed funds like they were saying. So this person told me that a coworker that I respect, I'm very open with, and I'm very honest with, and I'm really, is the homegirl essentially. She told me that that she quit. So me and my boy Steven, door guard, that's in my position, we were the only ones there. It was a Friday, coworker, and then me and Steven, and then she pretty much was letting us know that like, from now on, or pretty much starting that Friday, we not staying until 6 o'clock, because at first the morning crew would do 7 to 3, our crew would do 9 to 6. We're not doing the 6 o'clock waiting no more because there's no manager here to be here till 6 o'clock. And the manager that would have been here is the one that my coworker said I quit. But knowing what I know, it just didn't make sense why that for that manager to quit. And then on top of that, the reasoning that my coworker gave just didn't add up. He came to me telling me, okay, hey, yeah, so and so quit. And the reason they quit is because they were trying to essentially blackmail it. Like for lack of better words, and not even lack of better words, to take all that word salad and make it into something more simpler. The person was trying to find some BS or trying to find something on us, the AP team or the manager, the store director. And I guess because they couldn't find it, they had an inclination that they were going to be, I guess, discovered or exposed for the stuff that they were doing. So because before it could get to that, they got out the business. That's what the coworker told me. That story didn't make sense, especially when it just got to the part about them possibly trying to investigate us as a team. Because in reality, like I said, me and this person got no beef. At work, you guys know me about, if you guys know anything about how I keep work very professional. I always just go there, do my job, and leave there. So I don't really get that personal with people. But the fact that I got this personal with this person, I let that person know, even that disclaimer, that, hey, I really respect you. I really appreciate you. Me even sharing this certain information with you is because of the position that we're in. And because, like I said, the person was black. So I, like, you know what I'm saying? Gotta look out for my black people. Gotta look out for my black brothers and my sisters. So I was like, nah, if this person had any issue with me to the point where they would feel like they had to investigate me, they wouldn't put themselves in my vicinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to, be a snake, but it's one thing to really to actively stab a nigga in the back while you behind him. You know what I mean? Like, you could do some slick shit, but don't. This person, like I said, is their character is too good for them to be on some shit like this. And in reality, if I'm calling a spade, the person telling me that the person is on this, it it's more so of her character. Like you're the one that's the type to be on some shit like this that you're accusing them of doing than them. Because even when they were telling me the whole accusatory story, they were saying how they had to do a statement. They've talked to HR. They talked to this person that was over us at the time. And in my head, I'm like, we're a team. And like I said, I ain't sitting here and say I tell you everything I got going on. But stuff that was going on with the store, we was sharing it. The fact that you was going through this whole thing and you wasn't telling us nothing, like let me know the state and like where we stood at as a team. So when she was telling me all this stuff on Friday, I'm just listening. I'm just listening. I'm taking notes. I'm paying attention to certain things she said because in my head I'm like, I'm finna go call this person the moment I get a chance to, and I'm going to confirm whether or not what you're saying is true. Because, like I said, me and this person are just too respectful to each other for me to like feel like I couldn't. But it's even more, I guess, telling or I guess, kind of funny because normally, let me not say normally, but in situations like that, I usually just leave it alone. Like when someone tells me someone quit and like they're not with a company no more and I'm still with a company, I'd be tired to leave them alone because I don't want to like, if they quit or for example, it might have not been the best ending. I don't want to be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the reason why they gotta go through that or think about it, rehash it up, or they might not be healed yet. And I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, bring up a bad situation, anything that might piss them off. I'm cool. So I was nervous. I was like, dang, should I even reach out? Should I just leave it alone? Should I let it alone? But it just didn't make sense. I was like, there's 2 more days. We're about to be off this weekend. So it's not even like this person will have to come in and work. And then you're telling me that they quit? Nah, nah. And then you're telling me that they quit because of what? They were trying to do something to us and like they couldn't do something to us. Nah, that don't make no sense. So essentially, they tell me that, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm gonna just keep it in my mind. I'm just keep it in mind. So I just played the game the whole shift, and then we left at 2 something since there's no closing manager. I left. I did some landscaping, and then I went to get something to eat. So essentially, that's how my Friday was left. I'm leaving Friday knowing that Tuesday's my last day at work, but now I'm thrown off because now a coworker that I really respect and fuck with just quit, and the reasoning was just like weird. So now I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm like, still gonna go about my day, go do my thing. So the original plan, I was like, let me go get some burrito tacos because on this Tuesday in particular, I didn't get no tacos this Tuesday. So I was like, let me get some burrito tacos to make it up. But as I'm driving home, if you guys know anything, well, now that we could talk about, my work stuff, driving to Beverly Hills was like cool. It's just during the day, like for some reason, I'm gonna just call it spade a spade. Driving to Beverly Hills is really only doable at night, bro. Super duper early and super duper late because for some reason, anytime during the midday, traffic is just not cool. You know what I'm saying? Traffic is just not it. Like you can't take the freeway, you can't take the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I take the streets regardless because at least I know the nooks and crannies. I know the ways to finesse it. Pretty much is what I'm saying. So I still try my best to finesse, even if I know that it's not gonna be the best experience. In traffic, I'm still trying to just get through it as much as I can. So the pathway that I take ends up having me go through the street named Pico. And anytime I go down Pico, I try to get Pico to Redondo. So every time I go down Pico, there's this place I be driving past called the South Philly Experience. And I love Philly cheesesteaks. I love sandwiches in general. I love burgers. So I guess any variation of a burger sandwich, and if it's good, I'm with it. So Philly cheesesteaks are variations of burgers and sandwiches that I like. Has the steak, has the onions. I get mine with no mushroom. I don't like no mushroom. Cheese, and then a nice little brioche bread, depending on like where you order it from, right? So I don't know. Maybe I saw a TikTok about it, but something told me like, oh, like I should try this place. And then in general, like I said, I like Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. So I was like, I should try this place just off of that. Maybe I might find a new spot I can fuck with. So being that it's Friday, and I'm like, you know what? Hey, I'm probably not gonna be in this area that much anymore anyway, because that would also be like the thing that I would deal with when I would go to work, ordering food. But because I'm like, even I was just telling Tiani, shout out to Tiani, I don't have to do this, but I like to eat my food when I get home. So like, I would always, even if it was something I really wanted, I would never get it if I knew that me getting it and the trip to home didn't like match each other. Like if the trip to get the food and the home was too long, I would just not get the food. So I would always just get stuff that would be on the way to going to the house. So that's why I was getting this burrito tacos in particular because the truck was literally on the street that I needed to take to get to the crib. So when I seen the South Philly experience, it's on the street that I used to get home. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna be in this area that much longer. Let me just try this out because maybe this might be a reason that I come back over here for it. You know what I mean? So I get in there and it's you know what? I don't know. The older I'm getting, the more I'm seeing that like a lot of these companies are really just small businesses just doing their own thing. Like everybody has their own independent thing that they're doing. So I guess on this off the sign, I thought it would be some type of super duper like influencer based place. Is the area. I guess I'm a little bit um biased because I'm used. I guess that was the thing that I was like appreciating as I was working in Beverly Hills was like the facade or the mask being removed. You know what I mean? Like now I'm starting to see Beverly Hills for what it is, which is just a regular place. Like there's niggas with their own regular companies, there's homeless, there's liquor stores. Like the way they be trying to big up what you call it, Beverly Hills, Hollywood, like this is bougie ass place. It's not that bougie. It just has a lot more like white people presence. Like that's what I would say. You know what I mean? It's a more affluent area, yeah, but it's not like all the amenities match it. You know what I'm saying? Like because we got a store like this, which like I said, I feel like they put more effort into the sign than they did to the actual business. And respectfully, I'm not one of those guys that's like I'm not trying to diss them because it's like, oh, I'm not like this is not supposed to be a diss. But I'm just saying what it was. I'm just saying what it is. Like I get in here and it's a menu. The menu is super expensive. They got like 7 different type of Philly cheesesteaks. And I guess that's why I was like, taken aback. I was expecting such a good experience because I'm like, it's really just the food. Not much really. You can't really. Not really much sitting places. It's really just you to get your food and go. That's what it looked like. So I'm like, y'all know y'all don't got to put much effort into the rest of the place because y'all know y'all food is really what niggas come here for. Or so I thought. So I get on the menu. I see they have a buffalo chicken or buffalo Philly cheesesteak. I love spicy food. So I said buffalo Philly cheesesteak and ranch. That sounds good. So I get that. Cool. Then I see on the menu. I'm thinking. And that too, I'm gonna need y'all to stop like doing this, especially when, like I said, for the quality of fries that you niggas is out here trying to sell. I'm gonna need y'all companies and y'all restaurants to stop trying to sell these fries a la carte for $7 or I feel like 3.99, maybe. Yes, 3.99 for a medium-sized general amount of fries is cool. But all you companies that is doing 5.99, 6.99, $6 and up for some French fries, and then it's not even some homemade French fries. Like this is some shoestring French fries that I could get from Rouse and just fry them myself. I'm gonna need y'all to stop trying to like charge niggas for it or add a combo. Why is there a Philly cheesesteak, but there's not a Philly cheesesteak combo? Why is everything separate? Why is everything a la carte? Like, what is up with restaurants? Like, are you? And that's what I'm saying, respectfully. Y'all that desperate for money? Like, y'all gotta charge a nigga for everything? Because there's no way I spent damn near $40, right? Man, and I know Tiana was like, bro, not because I'm not about to make her vote. Like, this is my voice, but she was basically pretty much like, it's okay. You should be happy, grateful that you still order some food, that you can get food. And I think that's what made it even more hurtful for me is because it's like, I know that. Like, I'm one of the most, I'm one of the most grateful people out here. So I get even more frustrated when I get a waste of money or waste my money on some food or something that I feel like I kind of was expecting to be good and it's kind of just mid and like I said, I'm one of those people that I will always be honest. The experience does affect how the food tastes to me. When I get in there, the girl is super duper nice. The person that's taking the order, she's super duper cool, super duper down to earth. Like, she's telling me take my time, everything. And the order process was smooth. So I was content with that. Like I said, no complaints with the order process. There's tables outside to eat and everything, so I was waiting out there because I yes. Sorry guys, I'm yawning. It just didn't make sense for me to stand in there and wait for my food to be made. So I was like, nah, let me just stand outside, wait for them, and then when they call me, I'll come inside. But no, when they finished making my food, the lady brought my food to me. So I've already felt. I'm thinking to myself, I said, oh yeah, this complete. I'm gonna be I'm gonna fuck with this place because I'm like customer service, customer service, customer service. Customer service goes a long way for me. Like I really appreciate when people actually put some effort into like how they treat their guests. So I'm like, oh yeah, I could rock with this place. I could rock with this place. Get my food, make my drive, and I'm like, okay, cool. Sorry. Now your boy is driving on the way home, still dealing with traffic, the normal, the usual. Not surprised by that. I get home and the food is still hot. So that's a plus. I'm like, okay, cool. Recently I've been fucking with cheese fries, so I've been like putting cheese on my French fries, so that's separate. So I put some cheese on my fries, and I don't think that affected it because, like I said, the fries are still frying. But overall, what I guess started affecting how the food started tasting to me, I'll be honest, when I seen the wings that I paid $13 for. On the menu, it says nowhere that the wings are wing in, boneless, or anything. But if I was to see a place that makes Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, I would be inclined to believe that they have bone-in wings. These niggas gave me some freaking tender ass chicken tenders, not even some Cane's chicken tenders, not even the Wingstop chicken tenders that are low-key paused fat. They gave me some skinny ass tenders, doused them in buffalo, and gave me this blue cheese or this a little tangy tasting ranch sauce. So now I'm hurt because I'm like, okay, well, I was okay with the $13 sandwich. I was okay with maybe the $7 food with the fries. But if you guys are charging damn near the same amount that you charge for a sandwich for these chicken wings for 6 pieces, and it doesn't come with no fries, no nothing. In my head, I was like, because I fuck with Wingstop, but Wingstop kind of expensive, so I always try to find other places that sell wings that I could get. Maybe okay, I'll get fries from here. I'm one of those niggas. I would definitely go to another I will build a meal. You know what I mean? Like I will go to one place, get a meal here, go to another place, get a meal there, come to one place, get a and then make it one thing, especially if I know, okay, I get cheaper chicken here, I get cheaper fries here, I get a free drink here. Why not? Dang near that. I feel like when I get my own place, that's probably how I'm going to be moving. I'm probably never going to buy drinks anymore from restaurants. It's probably going to just be just the burger or the entree because I'm going to just be like this. If you niggas is finna just be charging me $7, $8 upwards, $8 for some reheated fries, some frozen fries that you guys are just ripping out of a bag, putting it into the fryer thing and doing that, I could just go get myself some restaurant quality French fries and air fry them and then put a little bit of my Cajun seasoning, shout out to Wingstop, some hot honey rub seasoning and make my own shebang because you guys not going to be charging me upwards of almost $40, $40 for this meal for 3 items, a cheesesteak sandwich, some wings and some French fries, no drink. I feel like finesse 2 times. Freaking all this food, no drink, no murk, no flavor. The only flavor was really coming from the buffalo sauce. And I think that's why I was hurt even more too, because maybe I have an idea of what I think a cheesesteak sandwich is supposed to look like. It didn't even look how the cheesesteak sandwiches that I was expecting to look like it would look. I didn't see it looked like a sloppy Joe between a bread roll, if I'm being 100. Like, all the ingredients was mixed in. So it was one of those where it's like, I like when I could see the onions in my Philly cheesesteak sandwich. I like when I could see the cheese. Like, I like when the Philly cheese people put the ingredients separately and then put the sandwich together and every piece of the sandwich still is represented. You know what I mean? This didn't have it all represented. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think it was a really good representation of South Philly experience. So I'm going to be honest, like I said, I feel like I affected my own experience to the meal because I didn't like the tenders, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like the tenders because I'm like, bro, $13 for some freaking boneless wings is not it. If I'm Wingstop knows that. If I'm paying for boneless wings, it gotta be cheaper. It gotta be cheaper. So it's like, come on, fool. And then the ranch wasn't that good. Ranch was not that good. So to pay extra for ranch that's not that good is already a disappointment. So South Philly experience, I give you guys a 3 out of 5. And I give you guys a 3 out of 5 because I put the sandwich in the fridge for 2 days and I went to work and we didn't have a microwave. So I was still hungry and I ate the sandwich cold and it still was good. So you guys get points for being a good enough sandwich to where, cause no, sandwiches, not all sandwiches are hot. So the fact that the sandwich was cold, and I know this is probably sounding crazy because I really did eat a fucking cold ass sandwich. A cold ass cheesesteak sandwich. I've never ate a cold cheesesteak sandwich before that day. It was good. The buffalo sauce was definitely good, but the bread was hard in one place, so I had to rip it off. But other than that, that's exactly how my mother freaking Friday ended up going. And other than that, I was just kind of like, whatever, like I'm gonna just look forward to this weekend because on Saturday, shout out to my nigga Banjo. Shout out to Banjo and shout out to Sydney. Parents to be. It was my dog's baby shower. So on Saturday, I was ready. I was ready for it. I got right to it. I woke up. There was a 5K that I was running with the Keep It 100 group. So we went to this place on dang, what is the address of this place? I was going to make a joke, but I realized how inappropriate that joke would be. I mean, it's not really inappropriate because, like I said, I mean, when you live in LA, it's gang culture. Like, it's not like I'm capping. Oh, and on top of that too, did I about to say I freaking I tried some freaking Arizona and it was cool. Some new Arizona popsicles or the Arizona tropical chisical drinks. It was cool. I'm just gonna stick to the regular Arizona from now on, like honestly speaking. So my ass, because anytime it's the homies events, I be so freaking thirsty. Like even today, because today, guys, that's the real reason why I am, I guess you can say, not where I would want to be for the podcast episode because I have an obligation that I have today. But if the obligation goes well, I'm going to go celebrate after. So I didn't want to put myself in a position where I logged in, for example, right? I normally record the podcast before I do my day. I didn't want to put myself in a position where I say, oh, I'm going to record the podcast after I'm finished with everything. And then I end up F around and put too much or do too much. And now I just don't end up recording the podcast because it happened one time. It happened on a Thursday when I said, okay, you know what, Caduce? I didn't get to record in the morning. I'm just recording in the afternoon. And then my afternoon ended up getting a little bit more hectic than I expected. And I came home after a good ass landscaping session and I was not in the mental space to show up for my audience. So before I put myself in a position like that again, I was like, look, let me just show up to the audience in a way that I know is good, and then that'll be cool. But other than that, yeah, that's really all it is. That's what I'm like, next week, it's gonna be like I said, I already know everything's gonna go good. But due to the situation, you guys already know how I was with Saks Off Fifth. I like to be very careful about what I speak on here because I feel like this is a nationally broadcast is something that's could be shared everywhere. So because of that, until things are too full for tuition, I don't like to speak on it. But just wish your boy luck and just know that everything's going to be good. Everything's going right. And Allah got me and I can't wait. I can't wait. But I can't wait at the same time. Like I just can't wait to like tell you guys about it type thing. But yeah, they had us at 79th, oh, 76th. Yeah, 76th and Western. That's where the meeting was at. We was at I don't know why I can't seem to remember the name, but it's a woman owned area that has been, I guess you could say, restored for the community that allows us to be able to have like multiple events there. The real issue that I have was that I was supposed to get some information after there, but after the run, I kind of was just, y'all know me. I don't really, unless I'm trying to be social. When it comes to like workout groups and stuff, I kind of just go there, work out, and go about my day. So there was like an after, I guess you could say after thing where they showcase the place, but it's a space where it's like a community space where there's statues that are all it's sculptures that were all sculpted that show different experiences, different, I guess you can say, things that you would recognize within the black community that were shown there. And as someone that was raised in LA, I was seeing things from Manchester, things from Compton, things from South Central LA, you know what I'm saying? Seeing different parks, like everything, like there's like a it's like a, I guess you could say it's like a box sculpture, and then all everything on the wall has sculpted memories or scenes, and I like that. It was really dope. It was really nice. And then it's it was made by Lauren Hesley, and this was a quote that she had on there that I thought was really powerful that I made sure to keep to myself. That I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read it to you guys. I pledge to improve myself spiritually, morally, mentally, socially, politically, and economically. And economically, I'm so sorry, for the benefit of myself, my family, and my people. And I think that's really what I try to embody when I make the content I make, or just when I do what I do. I'm just trying to improve myself spiritually, morally, mentally, socially, politically, and economically. Oh yeah, like this right here, I feel like that lines with everything that I go for. So overall, we met up there. In general though, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Even we met up there like at 9. I was up, bro. That's what I'm saying. I can't. When I know I have something going, I just can't sleep because I kid you not, I was up at like 1 a.m. and there was two good things that happened. The Psi Chi, the International Honor Society in Psychology, I had gotten accepted. So congratulations to your boy. So let's of course give a moment of, what I'm saying? Gotta give myself some love. So I'm telling you y'all, like, it's been a lot of good that's been going on, but because of the whole Saks Fifth closing, it being so close to my graduation, and then just me being in a position that I am in now where I don't like to celebrate too early anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I like to make sure that not all my eggs are in one basket. I like to make sure that all my baskets are good because I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket no more. So I just been trying to just make sure I'm really in a place where I could really, I guess you could say, comfortably let go of the reins before I let go of the reins. And I don't think that I'm there yet. I think that I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there. And like I said, after today, I will be there for sure. But up until this point, I didn't want to, like I said, I didn't feel like I could really celebrate or really turn up. But even going through this, as I'm going through my weekly recap, I'm like, no, this is something that I definitely need to give myself some attention or at least some more credit for because I did that. Like, I sent the application, you know what I'm saying? I mean, granted, yeah, it's just application, but the fact that I'm putting myself out there to be a part of my school, really get more involved, even though it's this last minute, just shows that like it's never too late for anybody. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you put yourself out there, as long as you try, they will fuck with you. So I ended up sending my application for the Psi Chi International Honor Society for Psychology, got accepted. So basically I had access to the website now and I could, purchase some of my regalia, just get anything that I need to get. So what I ended up getting was I pretty much got my set, got the regalia set which comes with the regalia, the hat, a necklace, society necklace, and just pretty much like a whole set. So I look forward to wearing that, taking pictures of that for when I take my pictures. So that was cool. So like I said, I'm up early because I was just so excited to go to Benjal's baby shower that I couldn't help myself. So I woke up early, handled that, bought the things I need to buy, paid my membership fee, bought the regalia. Then after I made my TikTok, because I was like, if I'm already up, I might as well make the TikTok. Was getting my fit ready. I literally got my fit ready. Like I said, I took a picture of everything. Got my fit ready at 5 a.m. Ready. Niggas in the comments saying, y'all getting hyped for no reason. None of y'all hit though. We can't get excited for us anymore. Yeah, and I seen a freaking post where niggas was mad at me. They were saying that like niggas was over here was happy seeing a girl, and then people was in the comments like, why are y'all happy? Y'all not gonna hit. And I was like, so now niggas can't be excited to see booty? Like, where are we as society where we can't be happy at seeing booty? So yeah. But yeah, after that, after I just, like I said, from literally from 5 to 9, I just didn't know what to do myself. So I go to the run club, meet up there. I get there early, 8:55. I walk up at 9. We start the run itself at 9:39. It was a 5K around Manchester. Like I said, it was a nice route. I really fucked with it. Started off in the back. I kid you not. At first, I'm in the back. I'm playing it cool, playing it easy. But about mile 2, the group kind of like started like showing itself of like who was going to be really with the runners. And the group leader, Chris, I gotta give a big shout out to him because that guy showed me that when it comes to running, like I remember somebody made a quote or there was a quote like you run by yourself when you want to run fast, but when you want to run far, you run with a group. And I fully agree with that because I don't know if it was just because I was with him. Nigga, I'm talking about I'm running a 8-minute pace, 7 something pace. And y'all know me. My comfortable pace or my pace in general is like 8:40 to 9. Like I was thinking, like I said, now that I'm learning, it's kind of like with everything. Now that I'm learning the running terminology, my comfortable pace is what you call it. Um, it's like 9 minutes. Like if I could really, or that I feel like I said, if I'm underselling myself, I would say 9 minutes. But if I truly focus, I think I could do like an 8:30. That's a comfortable pace. Because like I said, I was running with him and I feel like doing this on my own I would have been one of those where I would have like second guessed it. But because I was with my nigga Chris and I was just with the group, I was able to keep it going and I did end up keeping going and eventually we finished our run. So like I said, we started at like 9:39, end up finishing at 10:07. I'm already getting my waters, getting some electrolytes because that's what I learned too. When you're running and when you're working out, you're not supposed to only drink water because you lose a lot of salt. So you're supposed to drink electrolytes because that's what helps, what I'm saying, your body and stuff. So yeah, let's look at my stats. 3.22 miles, average pace, 8 minutes, 3 seconds per mile, 25 minutes and 59 seconds for the whole moving time. Like, come on, fool. I'm hitting new PRs. I didn't even know that I could freaking hit. So after that, eventually I was like, okay, cool. Gotta go do the rest of my day. So I had a to-do list. Gotta go get the gifts for the baby shower. Gotta go get any drinks for the baby shower and then gotta go get any, you know what I'm saying? Any landscaping supplies that I might need. So after I finish the run, I go to the shop, you know what I'm saying? Get my landscaping things that I needed. I go try this place called Al's Hot Chicken. That was good. I felt so bad because it was kind of like the same thing with what you call it, South Philly experience where it's like, you know, it's their own, it's like, what do they say? It's small owned businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a small owned business that they need to. I ain't gonna lie. I was how chicken need to get some more attention because that shit was good. Like the fries, like I said, fries is gonna be the fries. Once again, it was a situation where they give you a fry in the meal, but they don't give you a drink. So like I said, I don't know why that's the thing with LA, but I guess or just with just food in general. But other than that, I get home. Ate the chicken sandwich. It was good. It was spicy. I liked it because it was spicy. And then after that, because pretty much the baby shower's at 3:30, so I'm chilling at the house, relaxing, and then my boy Devin, he lets me know because that's what I'm going with. Shout out to Devin. He lets me know that he needs to get his haircut. That he's not gonna be done till like 4 or something. So I pull up on him randomly. And it's so weird because it always happens like this. I'm over here thinking I'm running late. So I'm like having anxiety because I'm like, dang, bro, like I wanted to get there on time, you know what I'm saying? And especially because, like I said, I'm like, it's a baby shower. I didn't want to miss nothing important. I didn't want to miss no important games and shit. So I'm thinking we're running late. I'm thinking we're running late. But when we get there, we realized we was not late at all. But getting there was not an issue. It was just getting to Devon that I ran into some random ass large spike of traffic. But other than that, got to my nigga Devon. Like I said, we pre-game, get there. Um, essentially, yes, I'm looking at what I recorded. And then, bro, when I get there, like I said, beautiful picture, beautiful vibes. Big shout out to Bangel. Big shout out to Sydney. You guys definitely, man, like I said, I don't be knowing what I want to do with like relationships and stuff, but the way they did it was just so lit. Like they had a freaking, bro, I don't even know how to explain it. Cause I thought I was gonna be able to come on here and really tell you guys like, oh, like brick by brick, break down how the freaking baby shower went. Just know this. We walk in, we drop the gifts off, say what's up to everybody, immediately beeline to the bar, get drinks, get started. After we get the drinks, you know what I'm saying? I pop a shroom. I ain't gonna lie, cause I'm like, unlike when I went to my nigga JD's baby shower, I'm going to pop the shroom when I get there because what ended up happening when I went to JD's thing, I took it too early and it was smacking the fuck out of me. So I was not in my right state of mind when I should have been. This time around, I waited till I got there before I answered my state of mind. And that made a heck of a lot of difference. But that also affected why I was not able to recollect as much because when I say I was just floating and it was just going through the motions, your boy was just going through the motions, bro. Drink after drink, vibe after vibe, shot after shot, landscape after landscape. It was supposed to be from 3:30 to 8:30, I believe. Eventually, like I said, when I logged back in to, to society, it's like 8:57. We're all in the parking lot. We pimping and stuff. And we were supposed to go to another plot. I was hyping this weekend up because it was supposed to be a back-to-back lituation. But like with JD's event, your boy's getting too old. I can't do this as much as I used to. I'm realizing now I'm a one event a guy type of guy. Like I thought I could I go out in the morning. Not even go out in the morning, but I thought I could go out in the afternoon and then party all night. I don't think I could do that anymore. I don't think I got it in me, guys. I think I gotta just party in the afternoon and go home and go to rest by the night because I kid you not. And you know what's funny? I'm not even out. The whole time I'm saying this, I'm actually up. I'm actually up. I just know that I'm saying? I'm tore up, screw. I'm tore up, so I'm like, I'm just in emotions. I'm just, just hanging in there for real. My nigga Devin, you're not hanging in there. My nigga Devin done for, but Devin's always so funny for this because he the type of nigga that, well, he's like me. That's why I fuck with him because you could catch me in the act of sleeping. If I wake up, I'm telling you I was awake. I don't care. But the thing is with me though, the moment that the moment that we do have that interaction, I realize I'm like, oh yeah, I must have been asleep. Like I'm always able to like know, like, okay, yeah. If somebody was like, Kudus, you good? Or you good? And I'm over here like, I don't remember what just happened last however long. I know it was sleep and I think that's what's always so scary is when you wake up from slumber, unless you know when you went to sleep, you don't know how long you was asleep, especially when it's the sleep that hits you out of nowhere. Like those are the funniest ones. So the next event, I'm not gonna say what the first event was, but the next event is downtown LA. We drive to downtown LA, no issue there, make it there safely, Allah willing. But there was no parking. So I was gonna park in like a parking structure and then just not gonna pay for the ticket. But then as I'm leaving, I was like, okay, well, the reason I thought it was gonna work was because I was like, okay, Devin could stay in the car and then he could just call me if somebody comes to the car tripping and saying that, oh, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But my mind I just couldn't feel comfortable. I just didn't feel comfortable knowing that I was gonna leave Devin sleeping in the car and I was gonna be dependent on him to like keep me posted and I'm gonna go to this party and turn up. if he's too lit to come in a party, we might as well just call it a night. You know what I mean? Because like I said, the way I was going, I wasn't just going to go to that. My uncle also had a plot, so I was going to go here for like 2 hours, go to my next spot. So I'm like, if you finna be sleeping the whole time, now that's a sign. You know what I'm saying? That's a sign. And then I had a really good time already. Like my day has already been made. The day that I've had has already been a day. I don't need to, you know what I'm saying, force it, you know, especially because I'm off tomorrow. Like my Sundays, I usually don't get Sundays off. So I'm like, I get to do a Sunday reset. I get to do my laundry. Let me not fuck my day up tomorrow anyway. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get something to eat and then we could go home. So you know, when in downtown LA, if you know anything about downtown LA, and around this time in particular, hibachi places are like the frequent. At least for me, that's what I feel like niggas get when they're in downtown LA and it's late. Hibachi. That's one place that really be open. So not realizing, that's what I'm saying, that's how I know I was kind of lit. I just type in hibachi and I just go to the nearest place. So we go to the nearest place, get our food. Why is there one nigga on the register and in the kitchen? And I was so irritated. That's how I know I was just ready to go home because like, you know, now that I'm done for the night, I'm ready to get my night over with. So I'm like, bro, why is it taking so long? Like, and I just peep, like, I'm like, this nigga, I'm like, bro, why they got you working by yourself? And he's just, you know, he's speaking Spanish. Oh, let me not say that. That's racist. He just like smiling. He's just like, like, you know, but I'm like, bro, no, that's not right, man. Like, your job is difficult. You gotta cook shrimp, steak, and chicken, and you gotta cook it to order for everybody. Nah, gang, that's not right. That's not right. So I'm over there getting frustrated because I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to go. Devin, like, you know, he chilling, and I'm over there like, fuck that. I'm like, nah, that's not right. So I get my food, and it's my fault. I got the trio. I got the steak, chicken, and shrimp. Another $40 down the fucking drain. $47, y'all. And like I said, I wouldn't have been hurt if not for the fact that I spent $40 at freaking South Philly experience and I didn't like it. So I don't know. Like I said, because honestly, I was complaining about the hibachi, but the hibachi was perfect. Like I had no issues with the hibachi. I got the extra sauce, I got everything. The vibe was so good. I think it was just the way the night was going. I was just like, bro, I just like, why is this taking so long? You know what I'm saying? Just hangry mindset. And I say all that to say, right? So me and my nigga Devin, we leave. We got our hibachi. We cool. We chilling. I take my nigga home, drop him off. I'm landscaping on the way home, right? I get home at 12:59. I remember like it was yesterday. I get home at 12:59 immediately, or yeah, it's either 12:59 or 11:59. But pretty much, I get home at like a time that I'm like, that's so funny. Like I would have still been outside right now. I go to sleep, not thinking anything of it. I wake up the next day and I'm so hung over. When I say the Don Julio was acting a folio in my stomach, bro, nigga, me and the Don Julio was not seeing eye to eye, man. And I'm so irritated because I'm like, it's Sunday. It's my free day. Like, this is the day where I clean up. I do my laundry. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, normally I go to work, but this is a day where I'm always telling myself, like, bro, if I had a Sunday off, cause I don't do any workouts or anything, I would just chill. But I couldn't chill because my stomach was hurting. So I'm tossing and turning. I'm tossing and turning. And I'm fighting it. I had to the point where I tried to go get some Gatorade from from the store. I couldn't even muster the energy to do that. By the time I got to my car, this is Sunday we're talking about now, guys. So we already talked about Friday, already talked about Saturday, we're on Sunday. By the time I got to my car, I took a nap. That's how much my stomach hurt. So I took another nap. Now, I guess you could say, I fully wake up and then I pull up on Devin, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, after I take that nap, I go to Superior, I get myself some Gatorade. At this point, I can't eat. So I haven't ate nothing. My stomach is just not fucking with me. So I'm just trying to like just get myself back together. And you know, it's so freaking annoying because I hate when I'm like that. Like how I am right now compared to how I was that Sunday, it's why I'm so frustrated because when I physically can't do stuff, it just doesn't make sense to me because I feel like I'm such a strong individual. But yeah, pull up on my nigga Devin. We finished the Don Julio bottle, you know what I'm saying? Politic with my boy. Come back home, upload my videos to YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Do my laundry. So everything as far as the rest of the day goes good. And then after that, oh, speaking of, like I said, speaking of work, that situation I was telling y'all with the coworker that said that she got fired or she quit. Liquor in my system. I'm feeling a little bit overzealous. I say, fuck it. I call her and I say, hey, cause like I said, I'm feeling a little more confident now. I'm like, hey, just calling to check on you. And she was like, oh, how you doing? And the attitude, or I guess the tone that she had on the phone, let me know that, like, yeah, there's no way that this is the person that just quit. Like, most people that quit would, like, if they, what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, as a site major, I could just tell certain things. And when I called her, I could just tell that she wasn't in a state of, like, I guess you could say, anger, or like, like, there was no hate. Not, I know hate is a strong word, but there was no hate coming from her vibe. I could just tell. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how else to put it besides I could just tell that she was in a good mood. She was in a good state. So I said, oh, okay, well, shit, I need to beat around the bush then. Did you quit? Because somebody at the job is saying that you quit. And she's like, what? I didn't quit. She's like, whoa, like, she's so surprised. And I told her, I'm like, if you're surprised, imagine how I was. Like, I'm hearing this from the person, and this person has a whole thought out story, a whole convoluted plot of why you did what you did. And I'm listening to this like, there's no way there's no way that anything this person is telling me has any validity or any, what I'm saying, makes any sense. So to hear you now tell me or kind of confirm that, like, yeah, that person's tripping, it just scared me. I ain't gonna lie, because the person in particular, and that's why, like I said, I ultimately, like, even though at first I was gonna come on here on some, like, this is gonna be the expose, I'm gonna do the tell all. The person's kind of more scary, and I feel like it's more scary and more calculated. But this might have been the only time that I feel like, when they say I see the slip of your, I see the slip of your mask. This was the first time I ever seen this person, like, or the moment where I guess you could say they weren't that many steps ahead. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they thought that me and this person was not that cool, but then again, like I said, the way I present myself at work, you wouldn't be able to tell I was cool with anybody for real. But I don't know. They just expected me never to follow up with the story they told me, or they just thought that whatever they told me, I was just going to take it and just be like, oh, okay, whatever. No, I'm gonna follow up with this. This is too deep. You're telling me somebody quit, and we already about to all lose our jobs, and you're telling me somebody quit. That don't make no sense to me. So I call her, and she's like, "No, Kudus, I did not quit. No, Kudus, I did not quit. Just so you know, you want me to even do something more cooler? Want me to show you a magic trick, Kudus? I'm gonna email you, because we know that this company, when you don't work with them, you lose access to your email, and this is not cap, because I tried to sign into the email today, just randomly on a whim. Just randomly on a whim. I tried to sign into the email today. That shit said, hey, the administrator or the company cut off access to the email starting what? April 1st. So that lets me know that if this person has been quote unquote fired since Friday, and I'm talking to them on Sunday, if the company would have cut them access to their email, this person said, Caduce, I'm about to flex on this person that's saying I quit. I'm about to email you a test. They emailed me and said, here, I'm about to take it one step further. Tomorrow, when you guys go into work, I'm about to email the company. I'm about to email the whole store and let them know, like, hey, in case you guys need me, I'm still here. I just had to take a leave. So if I didn't quit, pretty much, like, and I ain't gonna lie, that's how I know I'm a little petty, because I was looking forward to it, because I wanted to see old girl's reaction to the email. So on Sunday, like I said, eventually, as I get off the phone with them, once I find out everything is everything, I'm cool. Did my daily routine, did my laundry, upload my videos. My Sunday was my Sunday. Like I said, the first half of my Sunday, I was struggling because your boy had hungover. But once the hungover got over, once the, once the hungover got overhang, I was chilling. So now it's Monday. I'm anxious. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because now in my head, I'm like I said, with old girl, I feel like she's very calculated. So I'm like, I don't know how to, or I don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, when I get to work, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm not going to bring up the situation, but in my head, I couldn't wait. I was like, bro, you freaking told me this person quit, and you freaking had this whole story talking about something. They was trying to catch somebody doing something wrong. They felt some type of way. Nah, you wrong. You wrong. And you even more wrong for saying that. So I can't wait for them to send an email. So we get there at 6:30. Like I said, no more closing manager. Cool. We all there early. I'm over there playing my game. Cool, chilling. Because like I said, I'm still gonna bring my game and play this shit, because I already know they're not having us do anything. So I brought my game thinking that I was gonna be chilling. But apparently FedEx had to come and pick up some packages, and I don't know for what reason or what not reason, they never confirmed what day FedEx was gonna come. So FedEx was never gonna. We're waiting for no reason, pretty much. So my coworkers was like, "Hey, how about this? We could wait for FedEx, or we could get the packages that FedEx wants and then just take it to them." But the way they were saying it, they made it seem like we was going to have to put the packages in our car. And I was not going for it. I was so against putting any packages in my car. I was like, bro, I don't want to fucking do that. So I was like, no. But then they came up and was like, well, okay, look, there's a FedEx across the street. Let's figure out a way to get over there. I said, oh, there's a FedEx across the street? Why didn't I just say that? So once they said it was across the street, I said, bro, why are we going to take our cars? Let's walk it across the street and take it. So we used some of the fixtures from the store, put the packages on the fixtures, and then walked it all the way there. And that was literally the bulk of my shift was moving the packages from the store to FedEx. Once we did that, the coworker that I told you guys that said that was quote unquote quit, she eventually sends the email. I'm thinking the person that said the shit about her firing or getting fired was going to have some type of look on her face. No, didn't even it's like she didn't even get the email. And because like I said, I know I'm gonna be petty, but I don't want to be obvious. I didn't bring it up. So I didn't say anything about the email. I didn't say, oh, so you said so and so was fired, but not like that. What you call it? Hey, just like that, you said this person is not gonna be there. They're still good. They just emailed me. I didn't say anything because I knew it would be too obvious that obviously if Caduce, you might have more to do with it again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's cool. But yeah, so I'm like, nah, bruh, nah, don't make it too obvious. You know what I'm saying? Especially because, like I said, I did reach out to the person. So the person doesn't make no comment to it or anything like that. Doesn't bother. So I don't bother about it. So I was like, okay, cool. So after that, we pretty much was done for the day, but we couldn't leave because somebody was coming through to pick up a sunglass case. So we wait for the person to come pick up the sunglass case, and then we leave. We actually leave around two something. So after that, because I missed my morning workout, I said, okay, I'm gonna just go to Kenneth Hahn and I'm gonna just run some miles over there. Got off work, eventually go to Kenneth Hahn. I said I was gonna do just a couple miles. I ended up doing 8 miles, but it wasn't like a super duper fast pace this time around. Let's see. So on that Monday, let's look at my activities. On Monday, I was doing 8 miles at Kennington. Yes, sir. 8 miles at Kennington at 9 minutes 17 pace. And I think the reason it was like this was because I did it differently. So usually I do the small area first, then I do the big area. This time around, I did the big area first, and I told myself, generally speaking, it's like with the podcast. I just like doing stuff early. My body's nice and fresh, and I ain't been through nothing. I done been sitting down at work. I done been, I done been a little lazy. The passion and the energy that I would have had to do this workout is a little bit, half-assed there. So it kind of was reflecting in the workout itself, but I still went out there, still gave me my all, still finished what I said I was going to do. And then, like I said, I still did a good pace in my opinion. Anything under 10 is good to me. So did that, 8.06 miles. And then after that, what you call it? Freaking went to go get some Stormburger. This right here, I spent, I guess you could say $10 less, $12 less than what I spent at South Philly for more, or I guess you could say the equivalent. So essentially I went to Stormburger after, cause it's Canton, y'all know that area. Stormburger is right up the street down from La Brea. So I go to Stormburger, I get me the double cheeseburger combo, $14.99. That's like a Jack in the Box meal. So it's not too crazy. It's not too crazy for what we're in now. And also give me a chicken sandwich on the side, and I gave me two sauces. So that came out to, and this was a meal. So the Storm Burger comes with French fries and a drink. But I decided to give myself the onion rings. Bro, best decision I could have ever made. So I got the onion rings, but I didn't know it was a $2 upcharge. I didn't know. So I will not do this every time, but I do definitely recommend onion rings. The onion rings was really good. I don't have no complaints about them. I'm gonna get more into detail about them a little bit. But yeah, I get the onion rings, and then what you call it? Part of me, being big backed as I was like, you know what? Onion rings is cool, but because onion rings, they don't have to give you as much as they would have to give you when it comes to French fries. So go get some French fries. So I decided to use my rewards points from my McDonald's, got me a medium French fries from McDonald's, and then I went home, came home, ate the food. I didn't even make it to the chicken sandwich. All I ate was just the double cheeseburger and the onion rings and the French fries. 10 out of 10. 5 out of 5. Stormburger, I don't know what type of patties and sausage I used. Not only was it good, bro, it was flavorful. Not only was the onion rings good, it was seasoned. I don't know what type of batter they use. The onion rings, and it's so weird because I don't know how. Like I've never had a spicy onion ring, but it's like this the batter or the breading they use for the onion ring was so seasoned and flavorful. It was just so good. No complaints. Like I said, delicious, you know? And overall though, I was just happy because like I said, God willing, with the new lifestyle your boy might be living, especially if I, once I graduate, get this new line of work, afternoon workouts might be the thing. You know what I'm saying? Later in the day workouts might be the new goal. Like, you guys gotta get used to that or I gotta get used to that, I should say, because unless I'm willing to wake up super duper early and do my gym workout, these workouts are gonna have to be done later in the day. Which honestly speaking, is not that bad. I might just have to just switch gyms, it might be that point where the boy gets to go into that grown up gym. Or I might just have to, like I said, I don't know. I fuck with Planet Fitness. I fuck with Planet Fitness. So, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Y'all know my routine. But yeah, so after that, you know what I'm saying? I just was just happy to know that I could still do workouts later in the day. And I was just proud of myself. So came home, ate the storm burger, went to sleep. Then on Tuesday, man, on Tuesday, I was super nervous because on Tuesday was the day I was supposed to go drop our keys off. So Tuesday was the day that we were going to be like, okay, no more coming up, you know what I'm saying? No more work, no more size fit after today. So, essentially I dressed up for the gym because I knew that whenever we left there, I was going to go to the gym immediately after and was meeted up at 9 o'clock. I want to say meet it up at 9. We had to meet at 9, but, yeah, so I got dressed for the gym, went to work, got there like, one of the few people there. Literally went in there, dropped the keys off, and it was like, yeah, you could go. So that's really how that went. So like I said, we got there at 9:07. I'm already leaving. I was tearing up. I was crying in my videos and shit. It's so funny. But essentially leave, and then I go to the Mid City Platinum Fitness. So never again will I ever go to this location because I think it's just, I think it's just the way that the location is like set up that just doesn't, I don't rock with because for some reason, like I said, I got there, I'm already turned off because of the freaking, treadmills. The treadmills don't have the Apple Watch connector, so that pisses me off. Cool, whatever. Then it's leg day, so it's like I don't really even need machines for real, but I just need some space. It was just so claustrophobic in that gym. Like everybody named Mama just so like close by, and then maybe it's because I don't go there that often now. So like all the new faces was like kind of intimidating me because I'm like, bro, normally I come in here, I don't be caring about who's here, but I know I'm comfortable in that gym. I didn't feel that comfortability in this location, so I didn't really do it to the point where I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I usually be doing like an hour plus workout. I got to like 50 minutes. I say, yeah, Caduce, we did the bulk majority of the workout that I wanted to do, but now it's time for me to go ahead and I'm gonna just, what you call it, do the other part. Hello, mom?
Oh, send email ẹ̀ sí mi. Ọmọ ibiṣẹ́ mi ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ creating kankan. Ó máa receive lórí email ẹ̀ tó bá send anything fáwọn rí. Mo sọ pé kó bẹ̀ wá admin work.
Okay, ma.
Okay?
Okay, ma.
Send your email to me now.
I just texted it to you.
Okay. Got it. I got it. You do produce at gmail.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, y'all, I was gonna stop it right there, but I was like, nah, let me let you guys hear it because y'all deserve to hear what's going on in my life. Your boy's trying to get new work. You feel me? So hey, pretty much that's where I'm at. One door closed, I'm ready to get to the next door. So, you know, pretty much just went to the gym on Tuesday, did a leg day, but I wasn't really feeling it because I wasn't at the location I wanted to be at. And it was kind of later in the day. Like it was just so many outer sources that I feel like I was letting affect overall workout that I know now for next time, I can't let the outside things bother me because at the end of the day, I'm here to get this money and I'm here to go. So yeah, known for next time. Left the gym, get a call from my twin because he peeped that, okay, this guy must have just finished his workout. So he hits me up. He's like, oh, like you trying to landscape? Cool. Pull up my nigga. We landscape. Then I go home and I just chill at the house. Cause like I said, I got something planned this week, but I was like, like I said, I can't, part of me won't, my mind or my body won't let me celebrate until all my things are in where they're supposed to be. So yesterday was the first day with no job, no responsibilities, no nothing. And it definitely showed because I woke up early, but I said, why do I need to wake up early? I don't got to work today. So I woke back to sleep, ended up going to the gym at like 7 something, did my workout, made my TikTok. Oh, yesterday was Arnold Schwarzenegger chest day. I seen this routine on Instagram. It said the Arnold Schwarzenegger chest. So it was like, had me doing some pullovers, some chest press, some chest fly. Honestly speaking, I definitely felt the pump, but it's one of those workouts where, I probably got to figure out what weights I can do that's going to really activate and stimulate the chest because my chest is kind of getting there now. So I didn't want to go too crazy, but it was a good workout. Did the bike, did 16 minutes on a bike, indoor cycle, you feel me? And around like 5 miles. Um, yeah. So after that, pretty much, well, I ain't gonna lie. Not gonna lie to y'all. I just really was just at home, just playing the game all GTA. I was just streaming GTA because it was like a double money on Mr. Faber money laundering mission. So I was doing that for my gamers that know what I'm talking about. No. And then for the night, because like I said, I got freedom now. So I'm like, let me use my freedom. I wanted to get some Wingstop, but I was like, you know what? I want some Diddy Reese too. So I looked at the time. I said, you know what? I could do that now. So I went to Wingstop, picked up my order from Wingstop, and then I went to Diddy Reese. So from Wingstop, I got myself a 10-piece combo with 5 pieces of corn on the side because I just didn't want to try the corn. But they blessed your boy, and I end up getting 10 corn. So I don't know why, and I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. I'm so grateful and so thankful. I think that let me know because like I said, that was Wednesday. That was like the first day where it's like the chapter closed. So now it's a new chapter. That let me know. I said, oh yeah, life is about to be getting good because you're telling me I just asked for 5 corn and you guys gave me 5 more, bro. Knowing what I know about Wingstop, they don't do nothing on accident. So I'm like, I wonder why. Like to me, I'm just like, maybe they was just like, fuck it, this nigga. I don't know. I can't even give you guys a reason because my name is Kaduz, so it's not like I have like my name. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't go to this location that often that I feel like they would know. Okay, when I see Kaduz, let's hook him up. But they decided to hook me up, so shout out to Wingstop, man. Shout out to that location in particular. That's my location. If you know, you know. Then I went to Diddy Reese, Brentwood, 25 minute there was felt good. Got my dozen of sugar cookie, dozen of cinnamon sugar, dozen white chocolate chip, $18 in the bag. Drove my ass back home, and I was landscaping on the way to Diddy Reese. I'm zooted. I'm having a time of my night of my life. Get home, my eyes are bigger than my stomach as usual because what really be happening is the longer I wait to eat, the less I can eat. So because I waited so long to eat, by the time I got to the Wingstop, I only was able to get at total 4 wings, so 2 of each flavor, and then I was able to eat like 2 to 3 corn on the cobs, ate like a cookie, drank my soda, and then I called it a night. But that is, like I said, not ideal for the day before the podcast. I know better. I know better. I was just, I ain't gonna lie, just I had a taste of the freedom, and I enjoyed it a little bit too much. But I know now, like I said, what I know now for what I know for every podcast, every episode. I got it Wednesdays or at least the night before, anytime, even if it's just an hour, I gotta dedicate some time to getting the structure ready because when I have that ready, it allows me to start the podcast episode so much faster, so much quicker. And like I said, this is just a recap episode, so that really was pretty much it. So that right there is how my week went, and then that's how the end of the Sacks Off Fifth has gone. And it was really nice. It was really nice. All jokes aside, I really appreciated everything I went through. I really loved the experience that I had. Um, that was a great place to work. I wish them none but the best. I wish I could none but the best because, like I said, this job offered me the opportunity to be able to pursue my degree with, what I'm saying, with, like I said, the schedule that worked out for me that allowed me to, like I said, really get there, be able to have Tuesdays and Thursdays off, be able to work 12 to 8, like be able to still do stuff in the morning, be able to do stuff in the night, you know, not taking off my weekends too much, not being too strict about my scheduling to where like even though I was coming in late, they'll still fuck with your boy. Management wise, they were still cool. But yeah, so I say all that to say that's the end of Sacks Off Fifth. And now to get into today's movie, the movie that we are talking about, which is They Will Kill You, which, like I said, that's probably what we're just going to end today's episode on. They Will Kill You is a movie that is a movie about a woman that takes a job as a housekeeper in an NYC high rise, unaware of the building's history and disappearances. She soon realizes the community is shrouded in mystery. So this is directed by Kirill Sokolov, writers Alex Litvav, Livak, and Kirill Sokolov, and it stars Zazie Beetz, Mahali Patricia Artiket, and those people. So what was They Will Kill You? Essentially, like the bio says, this lady Zazie Beetz, she takes a job as a housekeeper in this high rise, cool, everything, and then that's the premise, right? But in reality, it's one of those things where and I guess that's why I was like, it's not personal. We just met at the wrong place at the wrong time. Zazie Beetz' character and her sister. Well, you guys don't know her sister.
Have Mihaela in this, Patricia Arquette, Tom Felton, among some others. This was actually a movie I had the opportunity to watch the world premiere at South by Southwest at the Paramount, and you've heard me always talk about the Paramount loud as hell theater for whatever reason people want to be. It's cute sometimes, but sometimes, oh man. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about They Will Kill You. I have a review for you out. Go check that out. No spoilers over there. We're diving into spoilers. We're diving into some scenes here that happened. So if you don't want the element of surprise ruined for you, I suggest go watch my review, go watch the film, and then come back to this one. It's a fun film. I honestly will tell you that. Watching it in a theater with a crowd of people is actually what adds to it because there's some gnarly kills, some pretty.
But yeah, um, like I said, I ain't gonna lie. I do have to start getting ready for this event that I have later on today. So I am going to give you guys like a summary. Essentially, I give They Will Kill You a 3 out of 5. I like the lore behind it. I like the ride. It was a very different movie. It was very much like it gave me like Quentin Tarantino, Kill Bill vibes. That's definitely what I was getting from it. Zazie Beetz stole the show for me, in my opinion. Like I didn't know she was this much of a fighter. Seeing her in the role where she's having to be a protector was really nice too. Um, like I said, overall, I like movies where the devil worshippers don't get to live at the end, so they did good in that aspect. And it was definitely a movie I recommend, and I feel like you guys should all go see it. So without, like I said, keeping you guys much longer than that, it's your boy K Stacks the P. This has been episode 39 of the Stay on the podcast, which, like I said, was just really a recap episode. So stall me out. Like I said, you guys cursed me out and everything. I definitely owe you guys a much more fleshed out episode next week because I will be more prepared. Not gonna lie, I didn't think the job to no job transition was going to be so difficult, but I'm just not someone that I ain't gonna lie that could be in a state of unknowing. I had to be in a state of knowing. So till I can make sure till everything is where I want it to be. I'm not gonna lie. Mentally, I'm probably not gonna be able to really feed as I'm supposed to be. So because of that, I'm gonna do the extra effort to make sure that, like I said, my podcast could come out and be done the way that needs to be done. Because 2 episodes back to back, rush episodes is not right. Let alone, like I said, not giving you guys any visuals. So, like I said, I did give you guys the update on life though that I wanted to, which was really what I really cared about. I just want to let you guys know that I've been trying to deal with this losing this job situation, and that's what's been fucking shit up for me. But once everything is cool, not everything is over with. I could, like I said, I could start this next chapter of my life. So that's just what I want to focus on. Like I said, sorry about the quick review for the movie, but overall, it was definitely a good movie. I definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely recommend it. So it's your boy K Saxapy. Thank you guys for listening to the Stand on the Lake podcast. I appreciate and love every single one of you guys. We'll be back next week for the 40s, you know what I'm saying? And that's really where we're going to really start that's where we're going to really start getting serious, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to really take this shit. No joke. But it's spring break, so not gonna lie. It's just a lot going on right now that once it's cool, then I can really be cool. But after today, I'll be good. It's just one of these where I schedule things on days of the podcast thinking I could do 2 things at once. But every time I learn, my mornings gotta be dedicated to just the pod. I gotta just dedicate my mornings to the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. It's your boy KSSP. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm out.